Good day everyone. I'm here to discuss my topic all about asking research questions and establishing the significance of one's research. So now, the introduction of this report. A research question is an answerable inquiry into a specific concern or issue. It is the initial step in a research project. The initial step means after you have an idea of what you want to study, the research question is the first active step in the research project. In it is the ground and beneath of the foundation. It is what everything in a research project is built on. Without a research question, you can't have a hypothesis. Without the hypothesis, you won't know how to study what you're interested in. Now, a research question is the question around which you center your research. It should be clear, it provides enough specifics that one's audience can easily understand its purpose without needing additional explanation. Focus, it is narrow enough that it can be answered thoroughly in the space the writing task allows. Concise, it is expressed in the fewest possible words. Complex, it is not answerable with a simple yes or no, but rather requires synthesis and analysis of ideas and sources prior to composition of an answer. Next, arguable. Its potential answers are open to debate rather than accepted facts. You should ask a question about an issue that you are genuinely curious and passionate about. The question you ask should be developed for the discipline you are studying. So next, these are the sample research question. Unclear, how should social networking sites address the harm they cause? The clear, what action should social network sites like MySpace and Facebook take to protect users' personal information and privacy? The unclear version of this question doesn't specify which social networking sites or suggest what kind of harm the sites might be causing. It also assumes that this harm is proven or accepted. The clearer version specifies sites like MySpace and Facebook, the type of potential harm or privacy issues, and who may be experiencing that harm or the users. A strong research question should never leave room for ambiguity or interpretation. Another one is too simple. How are doctors addressing diabetes in US? The approximately complex is what main environmental, behavioral, and genetic factors predict whether Americans will develop diabetes, and how can these commonalities be used to aid the mental community in prevention of the diabetes. The simple version of this question can be looked up online and answered in a few factual sentences. It leaves no room for analysis. The more complex version is written into two parts. It is thought provoking and requires both significant investigation and evaluation from the writer. As a general rule of thumb, if a quick Google search can answer a research question, it's likely not very effective. Next is steps to developing a research question. So, first one is choose an interesting general topic. Most professional researchers focus on topics they are genuinely interested in studying. Writers should choose a broad topic about which they genuinely would like to know more. An example of a general topic might be are slavery in the American South or films of the 1930s. Next, do some preliminary research on your general topic. Do a few quick searches in currently periodicals and journals on your topic to see what already been done and to help you narrow your focus. What issues are scholars and researchers discussing when it comes into your topic? What questions occur to you as you read these articles? Next, consider your audience. For most college papers, your audience will be academic, but always keep your audience in mind when narrowing your topic and developing your question. would that particular audience be interested in the question you are developing? So next, start asking questions. Taking into consideration all of the above, start asking yourself open-ended how and why questions about your general topic. Like for example, why were slave narratives effective tools in working toward the abolishment of slavery? Or how did the films of the 1930s reflect or respond to the condition of the Great Depression? So next, evaluate your question. After you put a question or even a couple of questions down on paper, evaluate these questions to determine whether they would be effective research questions or whether they need more revising or refining. So, is your research question clear? With some research available on any given topic, research question must be as clear as possible in order to be effective in helping the writer direct his or her research. Next, is your research question focused? Research question must be specific enough to be well covered in the space available. And last, is your research question complex? Research questions should not be answerable with a simple yes or no, or by easily founded facts. They should instead require both research and analysis on the part of the writer. They often begin with the question how or why. Begin your research after you come up with a question. Think about the possible paths your research could take. What sources should you consult as you seek answer to your question? What research process will ensure that you find a variety of perspective and compasses to your question? So next, purpose of the research question and the research study. Why is a research question essential to a research process? Research questions help writers focus their research by providing a path through the research and writing process. The specificity of a well-developed research question helps writers avoid the all-about paper and work toward supporting a specific, arguable thesis. Both professional researchers and the successful student researchers develop research questions. That's because research questions are more than handy tools. They are essential to the research process. By defining exactly what the researcher is trying to find out, this question influence most of the rest of the steps taken to conduct the research. That's true even if the research is not for academic purposes but for other areas of our lives. Thank you everyone and thank you for listening.